I don't know why you hate that screen so much. Everybody, welcome back to QOTD, the question of the day show. This is the game show that lets you be on the air, and we really would love it if you would join us right here on the air, and you can do that by recording your own video answers to our awesome daily questions. We've had a whole week of them, haven't we, JJ?
Oh yeah, we have, and it's been a really great week. We actually had a theme for this past week, which I was pretty proud of personally.
Do tell, I love a theme.
So the theme for this week, my thought was bragging rights. We asked a lot about stuff that you would be proud of, like your pets being able to do tricks, your hacks for getting a lot of sleep, which I know is something I need to work on, even lucky charms, something that you hold or something you do that gives you good luck. So I think
Not
this
the
week
cereal.
is just a lot about what?
Not the delicious cereal from my childhood.
No, I mean, unless you hold like a handful of cereal and that you think that gives you luck.
I always, who knows? I know I was always reaching in to grab a handful of them all the time.
Same.
Yeah, well, that's a really interesting theme. So yeah, there are things that we want to kind of like hold and brag about. I have things. Do I get to talk about my pie recipe?
I think
I'm a pie guy.
Fit that in there.
Did you know that? I'm like
yes, I
hard
did.
over into pie. Yeah. But I don't think we had a question. I'm going to share that. Maybe that'll come up next week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think that there were a lot of great questions. We also had a bunch of new features. So there's polls this week, which is something we just started off. You can answer polls either in the community post. If you're a subscriber, you'll get that in your inbox, or just live in the show. We're running a 24-hour show where you get all the questions. There are new questions coming out every day. But in the middle of that, we're also putting out polls related to the questions. Some of them are kind of funny takes on the questions. And when you answer that, it shows up live in the show. And in fact, if you answer the polls today during the show by using the chat, it'll also show up in the show, theoretically. It's kind of an experiment because we haven't actually tried this live. So it could be very exciting. But, let's go and do it. Let's live it. Let's live, on the edge.
Yeah. Actually, one more thing before we begin. If you want the day's questions in your inbox right when they come out, because we've had a whole week of questions, but if you want them the day that they are officially released, make sure to subscribe to our channel at QOTD Game. We release an announcement every single day, and you can also play our other game, Sketch the Cat, whose merch I am repping today. So lots of reasons.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess without further ado, let's get into it. So first question of the week. This is a fun one. Pet pics. Record your pet doing an awesome, sick, amazing trick.
For those of you guys who got the introduction, I was showing my dog Sunny, who has this trick, and the trick is that he's a big dog. He's like an 85-pound bird dog, but he jumps up on his hind legs, hooks his little paw over the handle of the door and opens up the door and lets himself in and out all the time. And it's super convenient because you don't constantly have to let the door open and close because Sonny does it all by himself. And the funny thing is that we didn't teach him that trick. He just kind of figured it out by watching us. Who knows what else he's thinking about now? He's figuring out, he's I could drive that car. I could totally drive that car. Or I could get that can open. What the hell? He actually does try to get the Amazon boxes open, pretty successfully. Smart dog. Oh. Anyway, though we're not going to show it right now because I didn't deliver a video to this morning, but it is in our VOD. So if you're on the channel and you just see the question of the day, show us your pet trick. That's my dog Santino.
Yeah, if there's a reason to subscribe, it is seeing Santino open
and learning how to say his name properly. Yeah, no, it's just like in The Godfather. It's Sonny. His real name his inside name was Santino, but everybody called him Sonny. That's my dog.
So good, and truly an amazing trick. And luckily, you are joined by a bunch of fans who submitted their own pet tricks. So I think there's no better time than now to see what they have to offer. I'm excited.
The only type of pet I'm allowed in this small inner city apartment is an insect, and it can smile on command.
All right, well, I guess we have a need for pets, and you fulfill that however you can. If you're not allowed by your landlord, then worship your shoes.
Meow.
feel like they're mocking us. Oh, Alicia, don't you have a puppy?
I know, severe lack. I'm expecting
My
more.
3 pet dogs have an amazing trick of no matter how many years they've known you, they will still bark at you all day long. Take a look.
Can you imagine putting up with that all day? Just like it was nonstop.
Awful.
Okay, which hand? Which hand? You got it. You got it.
Yes. Plays a little hide and seek. That's a good trick.
Hey. Hey, up. Hey. Sit. Lay down.
Oh.
Lay down.
No, almost.
Lay down.
He's sitting though.
Lay down. No? Okay. Well, he won't do a trick.
A little camera shy. A little
Yeah,
camera shy.
it's hard to perform when you're on video.
I cannot believe that these are the ones that everybody voted to be their favorites so far this week. There were lots of others that had lots of like real tricks. Saw Doug catching a frisbee. Saw Doug's laying down. But you know, these are your favorites, and that's what we promised you. Your favorites are right here for the finals. So yeah, let's vote. Oh yeah, so listen, for those of you guys who are on YouTube, you can just type in vote and a number, like vote 1, vote 2, vote 3, for the one that's your favorite, and whoever gets the most votes will make it into the final round, and they could be our QOTDer of the day. So for instance, you could type vote space 5 if you thought that the real James dog who could play the shell game, you know, with like very effectively. You know, the game where you're like moving the shells around and the peas and everything like that? That's what this dog would be good for. Yes. And, but anyway, so that's how you vote. Like I summoned it. I didn't vote. Did you vote?
No, I didn't, but I guess a lot of people did. It's funny, every time that we like talk about an answer in the voting round, for some reason that answer ends up winning.
You know what? We're totally influencers. That's why. We should be telling people to like, I don't know, like buy a brand of clothing or something like that. Anyway, that's not how we roll. We just want you to like, yeah, exactly. We just want to appreciate your dogs, and they are all good dogs, as the saying goes. Except for that, except for Sean's cat. That was not a good dog. It's a cat, sort of.
A very impressive performance.
Yeah. Let's go.
Well, congratulations, the real James. Yeah. You are making it to our final voting round, and we will see you in the championship round. And you could be the winner for the entire week, so make sure to stick around, and we will be getting there in approximately 6 questions.
Yeah. Finally. Somebody took the time to teach their pet a trick. Dogs love learning tricks. I'm sure cats do too, but like they like to have like that interaction, and they like to have a job. You know, it's what makes them happy. So, you know, take a couple minutes and teach your dog to like fetch or something.
Exactly.
Or get you a beer from the fridge. I had a dog that would do that. Sadie, good dog.
While you're teaching your dog how to open up a fridge, we can move on to our next question of the week, which I think is equally as exciting. It is... Ooh, this is fun. If you traveled back in time, what modern invention would blow medieval humans away? I love this question because it really makes you think about just like all of the gadgets and the services and the products that we have access to nowadays. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, it would honestly, an electric fan would probably blow literally and figuratively blow medieval humans away. But you know, see back in the day, they have those like handheld fans. An electric fan does so much better at keeping you cool. I think it would revolutionize everything.
Why not just step up to, you know, HVAC, like have an air conditioner, forget about the fan. You just come into this magic room and it's like, cool. You know, when they started putting air conditioners in the real world, they started in movie theaters and it helped create the movie industry. And then when they started putting them in the hotter parts of the United States, it changed society because people could like live. I mean, maybe, you know, for better or for worse, technology, has huge impacts on it. People were talking today about decades that they would want to party in. Is that one of today's questions? I don't want to give it away if it is.
It's not. No.
People were answering that question. They said, we all want to, number of people said, we want to go back to the 80s where there were less gadgets. So not necessarily for the good, but definitely would blow people away. But, we were talking specifically about the Middle Ages for this question. So we're going to go back to ye olde times. What do people want?
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And unfortunately, unlike the 80s, we have a lot of gadgets today and people were talking about them throughout the week. So let's see what people had to say for this question. How are they blowing?
Cell phones, easily. That would, I'm pretty sure they'd have a heart attack if I showed them an iPhone.
I think a very popular answer for good reason.
I don't know why this came to mind, but I would definitely say Hinge or Tinder. Imagine just being able to see people from around your village, just trying to get some. I feel like they wouldn't even comprehend what was going on. They'd be like, you guys are so advanced that you have the energy or the bandwidth to even be doing this right now. We're just trying to survive. But I guess that's a ton of technology on top of technology that would just...
Yeah, but Sonia, before you introduce Tinder, you got to introduce birth control. Right?
So traveling back in time to the Middle Ages, this modern invention that would blow medieval humans away would be, you ready for this? The water bottle. I'm telling you, they'd be so shocked. They'd be like, what is that material around the water that holds in spherical shape? And is this a sphere? Cylindrical? Whatever it is. They'd be shocked by this thing.
Yeah, or deodorant. That'd be another
Big
good
one. Oof. Okay,
So you know how they used to churn the butter back in the day? I would just pop up and be like, can't believe it's not butter.
People spend probably hours a day churning butter. Or
So if I were to travel back to the Middle Ages, a modern invention that would blow them away would probably be an airplane. If I were to show them an airplane, they'd probably be like, what is that? How is it possible that it can go in the air? How is it possible that it's safe, that you can fly in it, go up literally in the sky? So I would definitely show them an airplane on a camera, even on a camera.
No question.
They would be blown away. So yeah.
They would burn you for a witch, for sure. You've gone too far, BDS. Too much.
If I travel back to the Middle Ages, I think there's a lot of things, a water purifier, all these crazy vehicles, everything. I think the thing that would make them go insane the most is a laser gun. A little toy laser pointer, even. I think you could call somebody, you could end wars with a laser pointer in the Middle Ages because they would not know how to do anything about it.
He forgot. It says VHS on your hat, dude. What about VHS recorders? Wow, you could record people? Man, wow, these were all super, super ideas, things that would change history and blow people away. You can vote for your favorite in chat by typing vote space 1 or vote space 2. If you're on BeOnTheAir.com, just mash one of the blue buttons corresponding to the person that you think had the very best answer. There you go. Vote. Gosh. Which of these, water, I said we called soap. That was sort of my joke because if more people wash their hands, there would be way more people alive today because back then they didn't understand hygiene, but just clean water, man, that must have just wiped people out. Or maybe they were tougher than we are.
Yeah.
Maybe they had guts like dogs. Dogs can eat anything. Trust me. Oh, I can't wait to see who won.
It's the whole idea of you gotta eat when you're young.
iPhone, right? Yeah, yes. iPhone would blow. iPhone is sort of magical. If you showed an iPhone to somebody from the 70s, it'd blow them away. Forget about the 17 or whatever, the 700s, just the 1970s. It was just wait, tell me more about this Tinder thing. That's what they would say. Well, I believe that this is is this one of them? I think this could be one of them that has a poll. I'm not sure. Might be. Let's see what happens when you click.
True. Well, also quick shout out to Kitty Amore in the chat sounding off. She also mentioned airplanes before V Diaz did so. Two other very good answers, but airplanes.
Yeah. Nobody had airplanes.
Yeah. Zooming around. Yeah. Well, I mean, in the medieval times, though, they didn't. They would just think it was a magic flying machine. You said they would crucify. They would make VTS into a witch.
Either deify you and like put you on a throne, or one of those two. You're flying around. Elon Musk.
Oh my God. Well, let's see if this question has a poll. I think it does. Let's see. There we go. Nice.
So you can vote in the chat just the same way that you vote for your favorites. You type like V space and then the answer that you like. I think I got that one. Hide artifacts to find later and get rich. I voted a little bit too late, but you can totally dominate the past with your modern stuff. That is the #1 answer so far, but you can still vote. These things live forever. And then, like I say, if you're a subscriber, you will be getting these things in your inbox and you just click. And yeah, Kitty, I was a little bit too slow too. Maybe we're gonna make that stay up a little bit longer next time. Right now you have, 18 seconds to vote before it moves on. I didn't give JJ a button to hold that one up. Maybe we'll do that. So many things to do. We want to hear your suggestions.
Yes, yeah, we're a game. We're constantly in development. Congratulations to Chris for winning this round. Thank you everyone for voting. I think we can now continue on to the next big question, which is, this one is useful for me. Tell us your hack for falling asleep faster.
So I love these public service questions, right? The ones where it's like, hey, everybody just share something that you know, because like, when do you get an opportunity to do this? Without wading through like piles of junk of people saying, oh, well, hit yourself on the head with a brick or whatever they're going to say. They're going to go talk about some politician that they love or hate. This is the whole essence of what we do here. So we have a question. People can give us their cool answers. We can share those things. And I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but we have an AI that actually goes through and kind of sorts them in terms of relevancy. And so the ones that come up are the ones which are most likely to be something that's going to be actually useful to you according to our magical AI. We have 2 patents for those. I know. Impressive. Magical us. But I don't know. What do you do? Or do you have troubles falling asleep? You're too young to. You probably fall asleep. Just like you close your eyes.
I do. Well, actually, I do sometimes have trouble. I think it's the phone, the classic excuse of like, I just can scroll forever. But something I do that I've tried to do it more recently. Reading helps a lot. Of just taking your mind off of a screen, focusing on a singular thing. It just helps a lot to sort of calm the mind down.
Totally agree with that. Well, let's see what people had to say. Maybe that comes up too.
Yeah, I think it will, but we have a lot of really great answers other than that. So take notes, guys. This is a big one.
Okay, so there's this podcast out there called Sleep With Me. And no lie, every time that I've used it to try and get to sleep, I'm asleep within 10 minutes, which is a big deal for me. It's hard to turn my brain off sometimes. But yeah, it's just this guy talking and telling a really weird, rambly story that doesn't make sense. And somehow it just magically makes me sleepy every time. It's amazing.
That is so interesting. When I was a little kid, my brother used to ask me to talk to him until he fell asleep. And just help me.
I have no idea what a good life hack is for falling asleep. I would really like to know. I have a lot of trouble falling asleep. So I'm not necessarily here to answer this question. I'm really here to listen to other people's answers and, steal their advice. If I got to say something, hope and a prayer, baby. Hope and a prayer.
Well, you've tuned into the right show, Elijah R. We'll come up with an answer for you for sure. But maybe a little bit less coffee.
Melatonin.
Elijah.
I've been taking it for a few years now. I mean, I don't think I ever really had the hardest time sleeping, but I was given a tip by a friend, and it's available everywhere. So I take a pill of that it's helped me get my 8 hours every day, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, I have some friends who do that. Melatonin or cough syrup. One of those two.
Oh, trick for falling asleep faster. Have kids. I have one, and I lay down and I cry.
Yeah, but only in the middle of the day does that work, not at night. Then you're worried.
They're just up for all the night.
So in order to fall asleep faster, I do 3 things. The first thing I do is I go to the toilet. The second thing I do is take a really long drink of water, because I feel like if you're hydrated, that helps you sleep a lot easier. And the third thing I do is sleep on my stomach. I don't really know what the science is behind it, but whenever I fall asleep on my stomach, I always fall asleep like that. So yeah, give that a shot.
Oh, that doesn't work for me. If I sleep on my stomach, then I wake up in the middle of the night when my wife kicks me.
What's a good hack for falling asleep faster? Well, I have a few. It's very important to me. Sleep is big for me. I like a great sleep environment. So for me, a good sleep starts with a hot shower before bed. I also can't be too hungry, a nice glass of water. I like to be clean and I like to be full when I go to sleep. And I feel that really helps. Also, it being super dark, super quiet, and you want the right temperature. So if you like cold or
It's like she's going to the moon. She's got like her whole like pre-sleep checklist.
Yeah, when the planets are aligned, then I go to sleep.
Well, lots of useful information here, from melatonin to getting your environment right to just like having your kids like run you ragged, whatever it is. But which is it, the one that you think is the most useful or interesting or funny? And you can tell us by voting, and you can vote right in the chat. Just type vote space and then the number of you think your kid's giving you a hard time? Type vote space 4. That's what Chanel said. But it's a struggle. It wasn't when I was a younger person. I could like sleep on a dime, but now I like it. Now, yeah.
No,
I'm gonna maybe if I just try everything here. Yeah.
Emma, congratulations.
Sleep on her stomach. Yeah, no, that would definitely not work for me. I'd have to get an apartment first, and then I could sleep on my stomach. Because if I'm not sleeping on my side, I'm snoring, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I like that she also said long drink of water, because I would think like if you did so much water, you'd like wake up in the middle of the night having to pee. But
critically, she empties the bladder first before she refills. That's important. Yeah.
Good point.
You don't want to wake up. But I don't
She's
know.
got it down to a science.
Like if any day that I get more than 5 hours is a good day.
Same.
I know, that's so sad. So sad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully
Is there a
somebody
poll
got
for
some
this?
wisdom from that.
Yes, I think we did. We had a couple of good tips. Is there a poll for this one? Do we know?
I don't recall.
Let's see.
Yes.
There is.
Oh, well, this one is a funky one. This one does not look correct. So we'll have 23 seconds of talking about, the problems and complexities of programming a game. Very, very hard. Sometimes you make mistakes. But yes, ancient mysteries. No, I don't know what happened there. I actually know what happened there, but
Okay.
you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, we a reminder of the first question with the poll. I mean, it's a really good question, so it deserves to be repeated.
Yes. And what is something that you learned when you were young? Pyramids. Thank you. I did.
I did as well. Well, congratulations to Emma. You will be moving on to our final championship round, competing with all the other winners to see who's the top of the best of the best. And now let's move on to the next question. The big one. Ooh, okay. Last week's theme was drama, and we're continuing that with this question. What is the last lie you told? And why did you tell it? It's a good one. Oh, I'm trying to think of all of the many lies that I've told in my life. But the latest one probably would be to myself, saying that I was going to get some work done after going to the gym. And instead, what I did was I just watched Great British Baking Show.
Well, not bad, but I'm sorry. I don't know what it's like because I've never told a lie.
Truthful, honest.
Yeah,
Dave.
never. I've never drank coffee either.
There you go.
So lying is like, we say it's so bad, and it's like one of those things, they teach you when you're in ethics class or something like that. Like, is it ever okay to lie? And then like people lie all the time, sometimes for the best reasons. It's not always because, you're trying to pin the robbery on somebody else. It's sometimes it's just you're trying to spare somebody's feelings, or, you're just trying to not get into a huge conversation with somebody. That's not so bad, is it?
Yeah. And also, I mean, everybody lies, except for Keith, obviously, but everybody lies. So if you lie, you are in good company. But I agree with you.
Let's see if there are any non-liars out there.
Few and far between. I think we got some liars coming in, though. They've been coming in throughout the week, but we have some really great lies, I think, for this question. So let's see what people have had to lie about.
The last lie I told was that I met the guy I've been seeing at a bar instead of online. We're not sure how we want to tell that story, so we did meet at a bar just after we met on a dating app.
So is she lying to her parents or to her kids? What's that all?
The last lie I told was to my dad. I said that I was too busy to call him, and it's just I just didn't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to be alone.
Yeah.
All right. So the last lie I told, I was on a dating app. I said I was about 6'5", and that's not the truth, but we never ended up meeting up, so it wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah, I was wondering, how far does he think he's going to be able to get away with that one? Or maybe he just likes the surprise.
The last lie that I told, sadly, was probably to my mom about what I had been up to over the weekend. And I just, it's like one of those white lies that you have to tell because you were up to some mischievous activity, and you have to make it sound a lot more wholesome. So I probably just said I was hiking with friends, when in reality I was probably doing some more heinous stuff.
I mean, has anybody ever told the truth in answer to that question?
The last lie I told is literally telling somebody that I thought his idea was great for something that really didn't matter. At least not that I think. He's just like, hey, would it be a good idea if I don't know. It was just something stupid.
Yeah, but sometimes people need to know. Sometimes people want to hear, they don't want it, but they need to hear the truth.
The last lie I told was when my roommate asked me if I liked her outfit, and I was like, yeah, I love it, it's so cute. But in reality, I didn't love it, but it wasn't that bad, and I didn't want to make her feel self-conscious because she was just about to leave for work. So I just decided to keep things simple and just tell a little white lie.
But if it was really bad, you gotta say something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
had a problem with not a problem, right? But the woman who worked for me would show up in inappropriate garb, and I never said anything to her because I didn't want to make her feel bad. But then it became embarrassing to her over time, and she came back to me and she said, "Why didn't you tell me?" I was like, "Well, there you go." So sometimes you just got to tell the truth, especially to your friends. Guys, speaking of truth, it is time to vote. Let's get the facts out there. Which is the best answer? And you can vote in chat by typing vote space and then the number. Is it going to be, did you lie to your parents about how you met your boyfriend? That's Christy. Or maybe it was just hey, I just wanted to didn't want to get into a big conversation about why I wanted to be alone. I'm just going to make up some lie, but I just wanted to be alone. That was Christina. That would have been vote space too. Quinn, pants on fire, buddy. You would have gotten caught. You're glad you didn't go on that date. Well, what did everybody vote for? Let's find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Sam. The most popular answer was you lied to your parents. Everybody lies to their parents. Except me.
Yeah, no, you tell the truth all the time, but I can attest that I have occasionally lied. Because it's like, as long as you're safe, you're with people, as long as you're just aware of what's happening, why do they need to know the specifics?
Yeah, they need to. You have to fill that. There's a void. There's like a hole that parents have, which is them wondering what the heck you're up to, and you have to fill that cup with something. And if you're not going to fill it up with truth, then you need to have an elaborate lie, But you got to plan it out, because you're going to get caught unless you've really thought it through. Because it is a tangled web we weave when you start lying. So yeah, think it through, kids. You're going to lie to your parents, so plan ahead. Make it a good one. And make it outrageous. Make it something that you're going to talk about later.
Oh, yeah. No, if you're at a party, don't say you're studying. Say that you got abducted by aliens and you're running for your life. Stuff like that.
Yeah, but you don't want to cross the line where somebody wants to call the cops. So for me, I would have said, it's so funny. I've just taken up the harpsichord. And I was at harpsichord practice over at Jimmy's house.
Yeah, harpsichord practice, it can get rowdy over there.
Yeah. No, we had a great time.
Oh,
Clink, clink.
Well, let's see.
Well, congratulations, Sam. Are you saying that?
Yes.
Are you saying congratulations? Okay, you go ahead.
Congratulations, Sam. We will see you in the final rounds. You'll be competing with all the other winners for today, and we'll see if you are the champion. I'm excited to see you. Oh, and we have a poll question.
So I made a mistake on the title there, but the poll question is, what's something that you think is worth lying for? Is it to protect someone's feelings, maybe to avoid a lame conversation, maybe to pin the robbery on somebody else, or you would never lie. And to avoid a long, fruitless conversation like Christina. Christina just didn't want to get into it, and so she just came up with something. Like we're saying, fill that cup of curiosity with something that satisfies. Don't just say you were at Jimmy's. Say you were at Jimmy's on Mars. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was helping Jimmy plan for his run for president. Is a pretty good one. I was helping Jimmy plan for his run for president of Lithuania is better. Just saying.
Okay. I see it. So now it's not just Jimmy, it's Jimmy Carter.
Right.
Well, I think we have solidified it. We've talked about lying, and now let's get back into some truths with our next question. Show us your lucky charm or something that you do to get some good luck.
I'm a big believer in tokens. Even though, I like to consider myself to be a person of science, it just seems to work. Maybe it gives you confidence and you can manifest things yourself. Or maybe, the world's a big place. We don't fully understand it. Maybe there are objects of power that are around us, or maybe there are objects that are powerful to you and you just want to have it. This is like me when I'm down, I want pie. Is that just the sugar speaking? Or is that, is that endorphins, or is that, getting in touch with my past? Maybe I'm channeling the ancestors. I don't know. But so, yeah, I try to think I definitely used to have a lucky, clothing that I used to wear. Before I would go out, something that I knew that I could, and not just because it was good looking. In fact, it was not. It was my oldest, rattiest stuff, but I just felt good when I put it on. It had a vibe. So yeah. I mean, it was a Sulu. You know what a Sulu is?
No.
It's like a Polynesian skirt, but the warriors would wear it, and so I would put it on and I would feel like Fiji. It's from Fiji anyway.
Nice.
I don't have a picture of myself in it, unfortunately.
Dang. But I feel like that's honestly what it is, where it's sometimes it's just a matter of how you feel when you have it, when you wear it, when you do it. Sometimes it's less about the actual luck that it brings, and more just you have the confidence to go into something and make the situation good. I see Kitty Moore in the chat said that she had a lucky shirt that she would wear when she was taking a test.
Oh, yeah.
Same type of feel, I think, just you feel better with it on.
Yeah. Lucky pens. I've heard about that as well, like your test pen. I have a signing pen that I used to use for signing contracts.
There you go. And I have this mug that I drink from whenever I am thirsty.
There you go.
That was a non sequitur. Well, I think we got some answers from fans from throughout the week, and they have some very funny Lucky Charms, funny things that they do. So let's see how they get their luck.
Some people call it a lot of simple tricks and nonsense. They call it luck. Going against remotes is one thing, but going against the living, that's something else. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
I got a bad feeling about this answer. You guys, you recognize the reference? It's a Star Wars quote.
I guess do for luck. I think I tend to sort of cross fingers when I'm, either stressed out or thinking about something or hoping. I don't know. That's my thing. Crossing fingers, but I don't do it up like this. I'll do it sort of in my pocket. So.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't work if other people see it. Yeah, for sure, Kara. That's the way to roll.
Yeah, it's
that's why people put it behind their backs.
Since it's Christmas time, I'll share my Christmas good luck charm, and that is that every year we put an angel on top of the tree. The angel watches out over the tree, over our house, make sure everybody has a very Merry Christmas.
The elf on the shelf methodology.
Something that I do for good luck is I verbalize everything on my checklist before I go out somewhere. So I make sure that I say everything that I put into my bag, and I basically just do a verbal rundown of what I'm going to be doing, like who I'm meeting, what I'm leaving the house for, and when I need to come back. So it just puts my mind at ease so that when I'm telling myself what I need to do, I'm not running around freaking out about what I have to do.
So is that like an organizational principle, or maybe she's trying to manifest her goals? I'm not,
See, a lucky charm or something I do for good luck. I don't really have a lucky charm too much, but I guess for good luck, I always try to stay positive. So if I see a bunch of crazy things happening around me, I will try to say a little prayer and try to stay positive, try to keep it cool. I also try to be relaxed. So if I see a lot of chaos around me, try to be relaxed, take a breather. So I don't know if that's something for good luck, but it's just something I do a lot.
I believe in that. People call it karma, right?
So I don't have a specific good luck charm, and I don't have a ritual around good luck necessarily, but what I do if I'm feeling anxious or a little bit nervous about an outcome is I just fully let go of my expectations of the outcome. I just stop thinking about what could happen or what I want to happen. I let it go, and I just trust that whatever is for me will make its way to me. And that's about it.
Use the force, right? Put aside the targeting computer and just let it happen. Well, this is super interesting. People have a lot of different feelings about luck, and I think people believe it, but they're afraid to admit it. But you guys can admit it anonymously by voting, right? You can just go right in the chat and vote space, 2 to vote for Kara, for instance, or vote space, 5 for Manila. Or if you're on BeOnTheAir.com, just click one of the blue buttons that appears on the bottom of your screen in order to vote. But yeah, I think it's we all do things, and you can question the rationale, behind it, or you can justify it. But, certainly we do things that are sort of irrational in order to have positive outcomes for the things that we care about.
Yeah.
Like why did we give our kids middle names? Have you thought about that?
No.
What the heck is that all about, right? It doesn't make any sense at all. You're never going to say that again. But it's super important. You spend a lot of time thinking about it. You're going to honor some ancestor, let's just say, or maybe you're going to express a virtue, in a middle name, like, chastity or hope or something like that. But they're never going to use it. So why do we do it? We're trying to imbue them with, those qualities in a kind of a magical way. So yeah, don't tell me you ain't superstitious. You're a little stitious.
Nice Office reference. Everyone's a little stitious. Congratulations, Deva. We will see you in the final round. And in the meantime, we will ponder middle names and why I have the middle name of Actually, I won't say that on there, just in case. Keep that secret.
Right. Yes.
Well, in the meantime, we have a poll.
Or do we?
It's a little blank. But yeah, you know what? Fill in the blanks. You know, you'll maybe with luck you'll choose the right answer, and you'll choose.
Yeah, maybe you'll get lucky. Yeah, this one was a good poll. In the all-day show, this works perfectly. There you go. And now we see our answers or not. I'm not sure what I did. Oh, I think I know what I did. Anyway, the 24-hour live game stream that is playing on our YouTube channel at QOTD Game, the polls work perfectly. So check it out if you want to see what that was supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm sure it was amazing. I have full confidence.
I liked it though, because like now I had to go and sort of like invest my own creativity into that screen. You know, we had to go for like, what would the options have been? I don't know. 4-leaf clover, rabbit's foot, doing good works. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think we can move on to the next question. Luckily for us, the question is, actually kind of a little unlucky reading the question text. So what binge watch of a TV show made you saddest when there were no more episodes? So I think this could mean like it was either finished, like it's series finale, it's done, or you're just waiting for the next season and it's painful. I think for me, this is actually based off of recent news, recent developments. The binge watch that made me saddest there were no more episodes was Our Flag Means Death on HBO Max, which I heard that it was canceled officially after 2 seasons, so it's done.
No, they did way more than 2 seasons.
What?
They did way more than 2 seasons. There's 1 billion episodes of that. Oh, wait. No, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of the other one, the other Taika Waititi show. The vampire one?
In the Shadows.
Yes. The Our Flag Means Death was great. I don't know why. What the heck?
I don't know. They just don't like pirates.
Yeah.
No pirates, only vampires. But devastating. Well, I think we are leaving room in this question for other bits of devastating news. So let's see what fans had to say. What shows had such a great emotional effect on them?
I definitely know this feeling of like binge watching something and you get so into it that you're sad that there's no more episodes. The last time this happened was when I did a binge run of Adventure Time, and I remember watching a bunch of it when I was younger, but going through the whole thing and getting to the end made me feel so emotional, because like that was just part of my childhood and it made me feel some type of way, you know?
Is he kidding? Adventure Time? Was it really that good? I never saw it.
It gets wild.
Breaking Bad. Easily Breaking Bad. Like, I love that show so much, and if they could have extended it to 25 seasons, I would have watched it probably 3 times through by now.
You know, Zach,
easily.
I love that show. I think it went to 1 season too long.
So for me, the binge watch that made me saddest there were no more episodes would be New Girl. So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, New Girl ends with us seeing them like fast forward in time and seeing all the characters' future children. And in the last season, we do get to meet Schmidt and Cece's first daughter, because it flashes forward a little bit, but we don't really meet the others. And I feel like throughout the show, the characters are so well developed, and they're such great characters that I think it would have been really cool to get to meet the other kids for a little bit of time. But that being said, I did love the way the show ended, and I think that it could be a cool spin-off idea.
Well, extra points for the Doge. That was a good Doge.
Probably the most binge-worthy series, I think a lot of people can relate to this, that made me sad was over, is Game of Thrones. Very upset at how it ended. Very sad it was over and there wasn't any more, and I immediately had to restart to kind of get my sadness some happiness by restarting it from scratch. But yeah, very sad when that ended.
But it was another one of these where it's like it wasn't a satisfying ending.
I think the saddest that I've ever been that a show ended was Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, because that show, it ended way too quickly and abruptly, had a huge cast, including Elijah Wood, and just made me so sad that they decided to cancel it.
It also had the guy who played Bilbo.
I was really sad when How I Met Your Mother finished. I got really attached to that show and to all the characters over there. I couldn't really, they were really funny, and I just felt like I'm part of the group watching it.
A lot of people said this one. How I Met Your Mother, like, we've had two right here, but I'm shocked, by the way, that Office didn't come up, but How I Met Your Mother was one that people really got connected to. Well, guys, it's time to vote. I don't know. What did you think, right? Was it Adventure Time? Was it Game of Thrones? Maybe it was something else. But the way that you vote is if you're in chat, just type vote space and the number that corresponds to your favorite answer. Or if you're on the site on BeOnTheAir.com, you can just click one of the blue buttons and, you click the blue 3, if you want Phoebe and her Doge to go to the finals. Because remember, whoever it is that you vote for, they will make it to the finals. And one of those final winners will become our QOTD of the week. Question of the day of the week. There's got to be a better word for that. But I will share.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad was one of the best television shows I've ever seen. It was so good, but I didn't love the last half of the final season. And I mean, I just can't say enough about it. I went back and I watched the prequels that came out later, Better Call Saul, which were brilliant. But yeah, it was another one of these things. But boy, that first season in particular was just simply amazing. Star Trek, like Next Generation, I was pretty sad when that one ended. There were 7 seasons of goodness. There's a show that's current now where they're between seasons. It's called The Chosen, and it's a crowd-funded show. It's the story of the Gospels. I think it's actually based on Luke. And these guys have done an amazing job. It's not like this ethereal retelling of the story. It's like very gritty, it's like set in something which is recognizably the Middle East, and the people are all very real. It's an incredible show. They've done 2 seasons, and I know that they're working on season 3, but that's one where I'm sad because it sort of ended, and I have no idea what happens next. I guess I do know what happens next, but I still want to see how they portray it. But so that's one that I'm really, really looking forward to, The Chosen, and that's a current show.
I'll have to tune into that. Yeah, I think all good recommendations. I actually haven't seen any of those, including I've seen Better Call Saul, but not Breaking Bad or The Chosen. So I guess I have homework.
You haven't seen Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad's one of the best television shows ever made. Breaking Bad, The Wire, Rome. I think I'm naming, throwing a couple different, but I mean, anyway, you know what? You should just go now and just go watch episode 1, season 1. It will blow you away. If you could bring that back to the Middle Ages, it would blow people's minds too. But yeah, no, it's unbelievable TV. My hat off to the makers of Breaking Bad.
True. Vince Gilligan, this one's for you.
Not my lucky hat.
Let's see if this one has a poll. Oh.
Dang. Game of Thrones.
Stranger Things.
Breaking Bad.
And
something else. Exactly. Yeah, I think that I don't know what I did with this one. I'm so sorry, guys. I tested it too. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked
sometimes
once.
Tech is wild. Tech is weird, and sometimes it just does stuff that it's like, why'd you do that?
What? I forgot to burn some sage.
Exactly.
That's what you got to do.
Burn some incense.
Kill a chicken, as we say.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Zach. We will see you in the final round, which is coming in hot. Checking the list. Actually, we have one more question until the final round happens. So stay tuned and get ready for that. But before then, one more question, which is, this is fun. So spring is right around the corner. I know that some of us are getting ads about getting some plants going, but we want to know from you, what plants and flowers will you be growing in your garden this spring?
So my burpee seed catalog showed up last night. I like, no kidding around. And like, obviously we knew the question. And then last night I go to the mailbox and there it was. And as a gardener, I'm pretty avid, you know, it's like one of the things you really look forward to, and you get your seed catalog and then you're like, yeah, man, I'm definitely going to do lots of tulips this year, you know, get those bulbs. And so this is the time of year where you're planning, like, you know, coming up with big, ambitious plans. And then shortly we're going to start, you know, working our seeds, you know, growing some of those early season seeds, you know, and that's sometimes, that's like a whole process in itself. It's not, you know, just pouring water on it, you know, and all this happens before we get in the ground, but that's, you know, a greatly anticipated event. First Saturday in May is when I really start digging in, as it were. But yeah, I'm totally into it. I mean, this year is the year that I'm going to make it all work. I'm a flower guy, not a vegetable guy, because we got too many critters around here, and I respect the people who do it, and I wish I could, but I can't grow things you eat unless what we're trying to grow is groundhogs and deer, in which case we're growing them big.
You know, my family, we are growing, we have like a garden in the backyard, and we're trying to grow vegetables. It's rough. We don't get deer or groundhogs, but we grow bunnies, and they chew through the border that we have around the garden. They steal all the vegetables. So, curse of the were-rabbit.
That's so funny. There's little Peter. You should just chain Sunny out in the backyard. Well, we'll take care of that little problem.
Yeah, no, we also have a guard dog, but she doesn't do her job well enough, I would say. Well, I think we have some answers from fans. People have actually been telling us what they're growing, which I'm very impressed by. We have a lot of gardeners, so let's see.
Yeah, not everybody's a gardener, but people who are, like, they want to talk about it. People are avid.
And this is the question to do it. We very much encourage it. So thank you. Yeah, let's see what people have to say. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm actually growing a lot of things in my garden this spring. I have pumpkins and watermelons. I have some sunflowers growing. I have a few roses. I have daylilies. Let's see what else. You know, I've been really trying to grow strawberries, and for some reason, where I live, it's really hot. So strawberries aren't working, but everything else is just taken off. The pumpkins, I have easily 8 or 9 pumpkins. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, pumpkins are great. They're easy to grow. They're really beautiful. The flowers are really amazing, and you can eat the flowers too.
Okay, I don't know if this is supposed to be a metaphorical question, and I apologize if it is, but no, I am not growing anything in my garden this spring. I live in an apartment, and I'm 22, so I don't have a garden.
I wish she had taken that metaphorically. I want to know where she was going with that.
Same. We love
No, I am not growing anything in a garden this spring. My mom and my children are attempting to grow tomatoes. They're a little wilty already, but they enjoy it, so they're growing those.
Tomatoes. Tomatoes.
So I live in Tampa, and I'm currently not growing anything in my garden because I don't have space for one. But at my house in New Jersey, we're growing strawberries and blackberries.
Yeah, man, it is the garden state, my friends. Those are 2 good ones to grow. Strawberries are easy.
I was really thinking about a garden, actually, because I want to save money on vegetables and also regrow what we throw away. So I'm thinking about green onions, lettuce, cabbage, cucumbers, all that. Potatoes, everything.
Oh yeah, right on. Yeah, I don't know if she still lives in Hawaii, but Hawaii, man, produce is expensive there.
I actually am growing something this spring. I'm trying to get a basil plant kind of set up on the balcony of my apartment, and you know, my mom always had a brown thumb because everything she tried to grow horribly died, but hopefully that doesn't run in the family.
No, you can totally do it. The herbs need a lot of sun, but besides that, you should do fine with that. That's a good one. That's a good one. You can make so much stuff with basil. It's really good. Well, everybody, it is time to vote. Which answer is the one that like you found the most inspiring and entertaining, or which is the one that you agree with? Like, are you going to grow, pumpkins, right? Like was Tara, right? I think, or Brian. I can't remember which one was going that. But maybe you're going to take a shot at some herbs like Knox. That's a way to go. Maybe like you want those veggies because, man, things are expensive this year for everybody. Then you would type vote space 5 to vote for MacMay. So, yeah, no, it's a great, what is it? It's a kind of a meditation. And I really like doing it in the morning just to kind of get my head straight. I love getting some like dirt under my fingers, just sets up the whole day. Yeah, good luck with that, Tara. Tara's like, her kids are going for it, but it's the critters, man. The critters are just really, ferocious. At least they are where I live. They're ferocious, and all the bird dogs in the world cannot keep the bunnies and the deer and the groundhogs and stuff off of it. I used to love growing pumpkins. I would grow them all over the place. I would grow a lot of pumpkins, like 100 feet of pumpkin patch, but yeah, nothing survived. And then like once they discover you, you're completely screwed. You really are. That's it. They're like, oh yeah, what do you want to do today? Let's go to their place. Let's go to Keith's house. Let's eat all of his stuff. Are you hungry? I'm not hungry. They go, yeah, I just want to see the look on his face. How pissed he gets. Yeah, I get mad. I'm like out there throwing rocks and stuff.
They have a vendetta again. They take the red pin, they put it in the map right next to your house. That's where we're gonna go eat on Friday.
Exactly. He will have no joy this year. Because I didn't pay them off, or maybe that's what I should have done. If I had just left like a pile of cabbages at the beginning of the season, maybe they would have cut me some slack. Anyways, Tara, congratulations. You're going to be making it to the final round, and then we will have our big playoffs, and we will come up with the best answer of the week, which possibly is now, JJ. Is that right?
Yes, it is, actually. We've finished the last question, so it is time. Oh, first a poll.
Don't ask me why. Why does this one work? Maybe because they're answers. Yeah. So what are you growing in your garden this? Yeah, I'm going to vote for 3. How do we do that? Vote space 3, like that. Yeah, there I am.
Okay. So people are going veggies.
Yeah, it's ambitious. It's ambitious. You know what would be really ambitious if you're going to grow rye so you can make malt, and then you're going to go and make scotch with it or something like that, make whiskey. Like that would be, and then you wait 12 years to see if it's any good. That would be ambitious. Growing vegetables is like a little bit less ambitious than that, but it's like in that same category, with that and, conquering Asia, it's a lot.
True. I think that's an underappreciated form of the garden is the alcoholic garden or other substances.
I grow tea. I grow a lot of teas. No, like not kidding around, like mint and things like that, because the bunnies don't go for that.
Smart.
Not too much.
Very wise. Good thinking. Well, I think we have done our last poll. We finished our last question. So that leaves one last thing to do, and that is go into the final round.
Yes.
Well, we're going to be, we're going to choose a winner. We all 7 answers from throughout the week. So get prepared to vote. But now we can do our recap of all the winners from today.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Emma. Okay. Which hand? Which hand? You got it.
Yeah. This was Friday's question. Show us a picture of your pet doing a trick. Congratulations, Emma and the real James.
Cell phones, easily. That would, I'm pretty sure they'd have a heart attack if I showed them an iPhone.
Yeah, Chris is answering Saturday's question. What's something you could bring back to the past that would totally blow people away?
So in order to fall asleep faster, I do 3 things. The first thing I do is I go to the toilet. The second thing I do is take a really long drink of water because I feel like if you're hydrated, that helps you sleep a lot easier. And the third thing I do is sleep on my stomach. I don't really know what the science is behind it, but whenever I fall asleep on my stomach, I always fall asleep like that. So yeah, give that a shot.
What is your sleep hack? That's what Emma's telling us. Thank you for sharing important information.
Yeah, I think the last lie that I told, sadly, was probably to my mom about like what I had been up to over the weekend. And I just, it's like one of those white lies that you have to tell because you were up to some mischievous activity and you have to make it sound a lot more wholesome. So I probably just said I was like hiking with friends when in reality I was probably doing some more heinous stuff.
Yeah, I think about it. My kids told me they were hiking a lot too. Don't lie, but if you do, make it a good one.
So I don't have a specific good luck charm and I don't have like a ritual around good luck necessarily, but what I do if I'm feeling anxious or a little bit nervous about an outcome is I just like fully let go of my expectations of the outcome. Like I just stop thinking about what could happen or what I want to happen. I let it go and I just trust that whatever is for me will make its way to me. And that's about it.
Do you have a lucky object or a luck ritual? Niva just has a lucky attitude.
Breaking Bad. Easily Breaking Bad. Like, I love that show so much, and if they could have extended it to 25 seasons, I would have watched it probably 3 times through by now. Easily.
What binge watcher are you saddest when it came to its final conclusion?
No, I am not growing anything in a garden this spring. My mom and my children are attempting to grow tomatoes. They're a little wilty already, but they enjoy it, so they're growing those.
Yeah, what are you growing in your garden this spring? That's today's question of the day, and Tara is answering it. Well, guys, they're all so good, it's hard to pick, but we have to choose one because there must be a champion. So the way that you vote is by typing vote space and then the number corresponding to one of these guys. Just write in YouTube chat. It's easy peasy. I don't even know where to go. I know that's a cute pup. People had some good answers, though.
Yeah.
Sam makes me nervous, though, because I've heard that story. I'm thinking, like, maybe that wasn't true now. Zach. Zach went for Breaking Bad. So the audience is like, yeah, binge watch Breaking Bad. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, it was a great show, as were... There was a prequel and, all that sort of stuff. Just like amazing, flawed characters, and it's almost like an exploration of the nature of evil, right? Because, we didn't start off evil, but we sure ended up evil. And then there was redemption at the end for some reason. We were all rooting for the bad guys for most of the time. Who was rooting for Hank? Nobody was rooting for Hank. Hank was the good guy, and we weren't rooting for him. We were rooting for all the bad guys. That's a tradition that goes all the way back to, I don't know, Paradise Lost and Milton, right? Everybody was rooting for Satan in that one. Yeah, I had all the best lines. That's the problem. Well, yeah. Congratulations, Zach. It was a really, really great show, and congratulations to everybody who made it to the finals. And thanks. Thanks to everybody who recorded. Thanks to everybody who voted. Thanks to all of y'all who are subscribing. We definitely appreciate it. Special thanks to those who took the trouble to tell us what was on their mind. We do not exist without people answering these amazing questions. So I guess that we have now completed this week. Zach sits on top of the mountain of his defeated, competitors, like a conqueror on top of a mountain of skulls. But so now we have to move into this current week. So JJ, is there a theme this week as good as last week?
Ooh, I don't know if it's as good as last week, but I do have a theme idea.
Thank you.
The title for it is Down to the Wire. So we have a couple of questions where you have to make some pretty snappy, pretty important decisions. Specifically, the question for tomorrow is, you have to fight a wild beast which one are you going to take on.
Nice.
We have choosing your last meal ever, phone snooping, which it's not quite down to the wire, but if you get caught, it could be. And then also shopping spree. You know, you're let loose in a grocery store. You have 5 minutes.
Critical decisions. Critical decisions. Well, if you would like to be the first person to get these QOTDs in your box so you can think about it really hard before answering, just go ahead and click the subscribe button. Subscribing helps us bring this valuable QOTD service to you each week. And like I said, it also gives you an edge up on your competitors. So definitely go ahead and subscribe if you are a YouTuber. Gosh, you might even become a member. That would be really awesome. If you're a member, then you get special stars that you can use to send to the competitors and help people get seen more often. It helps them make it to the big show and possibly to win, like Zach right here. If you haven't answered a question yet yourself, this is the week to do it. So just stay tuned. And by the way, if you have not yet played our other game, Sketch the Cat, just go to QOTD Game. You can see all of our awesome games. Might even get yourself a little Sketch the Cat merchandise, like one of these cool things that we're wearing. Otherwise, as soon as the show ends, you will be transported into our 24-hour live stream, and you can see everybody who answered all the questions from this week. And you can even click the record button and record your very own. So, for everyone on Consolidated Wonder and BeOnTheAir.com, I want to say thank you very much. Make sure to record this week because we cannot wait to see you on TV.
Bye, everyone. Have a good week. See you in the future.
Yeah. Ooh.